Hola, buenos dias. This is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele Report, and this is an astrological forecast for the week of July 30th into August of 2014. Time's flying by. Lots of things going on to talk about today. There always is. Life is so exciting, particularly now with this Sun, Jupiter, Mercury is now going into Leo, and basically what's going on here is we got this, the Sun and Jupiter is over here in Leo, and Mars went into Scorpio on the 25th. It's going to stay there until the middle of September. So 7 weeks of Mars in Scorpio. I really want to talk about that quite a bit today, because while Mars is in Scorpio, it's squaring, the Sun, it's squaring Jupiter, and it's coming into conjoin with Saturn, and it's very potent, very powerful energy going on. Mars is the co-ruler of Scorpio, yeah? Before they discovered Pluto, Mars was the ruler of Scorpio for many, many, many years. So it's called now the lower octave of Pluto. And they both are associated with Scorpio and the 8th house. If you look at your chart, your birth chart or any chart, the 8th house is ruled by Pluto and Mars, which is in square to Leo. So we're going to look at this square in particular today of Leo square Scorpio. But before I get into that, let's talk about the other things that are going on. Like I say, Venus, and Venus moving through Cancer. Last week I talked about this ancestral karma and all of these things going on. Well, this was Venus opposite Pluto. I hope some of you are still doing that 40-day sadhana of healing ancestral karma with me, joining me every morning Costa Rica time with some yoga and this meditation of clearing the past so that we're not operating off of unconscious, automatic, ancestral patterns, but that we're breaking free of that into our Sun, Jupiter, and now Mercury in Leo, and Black Moon Lilith in Leo. Actually, Black Moon Lilith comes into an exact square with Saturn tomorrow, which is another thing to talk about. But I wasn't even done with Venus. Venus in Cancer, let's think about Venus in Cancer. This is the feminine, maiden energy going through Cancer, which is the infant and the innocent, and the water sign ruled by the moon. It's our inner child. So here's cute little wonderful Venus moving through cute little beautiful Cancer in an innocent kind of a way, and bam! It's like an ambush. It's like a mama pushing a baby in a baby carriage. All of a sudden gets ambushed, robbed or raped or something. This is Pluto opposite Venus, and now Venus is moving forward. It made it through that opposition, and what happens this week? Squares Uranus. Kabam! Lightning. It's just like, whoa, Nelly. To me, this is just a sign. Wake up. No more innocence. No more acting out of naivety. We need to know the territory. We need to mature. We need to get it together. This is our Saturn square Lilith. And of course, what I want to go into mostly now is this Mars in Scorpio. Yeah? So it's, and we can also say, if we look at innocence, and naivety, and taking things for granted, doing things like, just like, like a baby just takes for granted that it's going to be fed and housed and clothed and just screams and cries and has tantrums if it doesn't, and it's just like, no. As we mature and as we grow, it's like, okay, we're in the third dimension, we have time and space, we have limitations, we have boundaries, we have to, get our Mars going and have, work and effort and act, you know, to meet our needs and to meet our desires. It's coming out of the bubble. Well, that bubble of innocence is Neptune. And we know that Neptune returned. Yeah, it's a 165-year cycle for Neptune to go all the way around the zodiac. And in 2012, it returned to Pisces. And it's going to stay there until 2024, 2025. This, to me, it's almost like the end of innocence. Okay? And if we really look at this, you know, what else I want to talk about today is it's just like, you know what? Think of the lemniscate. It's like, you know, you go out, and we could say that, you know, in Pisces, we start with this, you know, unity consciousness, or I should say the collective unconscious, unity unconsciousness. And it bursts forth into Aries. And through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and into Leo, the individual consciousness is born. I, me, my. I have a purpose. I am the king, the queen. I am powerful. I am creative. I'm a co-creator. You know, Leo represents the fullness of individuality. And then it moves through Scorpio into Libra and into Scorpio. And then we have that square. And Scorpio, okay, is, guess what? Other people's values, other people's money, other people's desires, other people's territory. We are not alone. So there's like this individualization of consciousness that then, right, needs to go through Scorpio into Sagittarius for the birth of a collective consciousness that is born in Sagittarius and manifests through Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces into cosmic consciousness. So we're going from unconsciousness to self-consciousness to consciousness of the other and group consciousness that then leads to collective consciousness. Wow, I got to remember some of this stuff. So we're at a threshold when we come to Scorpio, yeah? So, and so here we have Sun, Jupiter, and all this stuff, and Black Moon Lilith in Leo now. And Jupiter is expansion. This is the expansion of myself, my truth, my power, my glory, my creativity. You know, it's the star of the show. It's the stage. It's play, drama. Let's be dramatic. Let's be spotlight over here, please. Yeah, I'm here. I'm special. This is this whole Leo thing. And we all have Leo somewhere. We all are special. There's no doubt about that. You know, we're all unique. There's no, you know, there's no carbon copies. There's no clones quite yet. So everybody's got their own special thing going on. And then the thing is that when you expand in this third dimensional space, okay, we've incarnated into time and space, guess what? You bump into somebody else's space. You bump into somebody else's territory. You bump into somebody else's property, or somebody else's bank account, or somebody else's interests. And so now we have Mars going into Scorpio, and this Mars in Scorpio wants to go through Scorpio. And the Scorpio is what? It's very interesting, because Scorpio is death, Shiva, Kali, Durga. It's the end of that Leo individual. Through, it's also sex, orgasm, merging, twin flames, soulmates, evolving through union. So this, and it's even got the dual thing. It's got the snake and the serpent and the scorpion of death and the eagle. The eagle is the other representation of Scorpio. Scorpio is like heaven and hell. Orgasm, you're in heaven. You know, on the battlefield, getting bombed, you're in hell. This is all. This is the way that it can happen, and the way that it can unfold when we expand into, yeah, something outside of ourselves. And when you look at it, this Mars square Jupiter that's happening, you know, this week, okay, is about, In cosmobiology, the Mars-Jupiter midpoint, you can look at it in your chart. Mars plus Jupiter, yes, is the equation. Mars plus Jupiter equals birth. Birth, yeah. And if you look at it, yeah, even for sex, orgasm, it's penetration, right? The man is penetrating into the woman's personal territory, in order for, right, a new life to come. And so this penetration needs to happen very carefully. There is rape, which is one form of penetration, right? And there is loving, beautiful intercourse, which is another form of penetration. Yeah? There is buying somebody's property and giving them, full price, and they walk away happy. And there's invading somebody's territory and stealing their property. So it's just, there's all different ways of doing Scorpio, of merging, of uniting, of expanding to create groups, to create collectives. So it needs to be done with consciousness. When it's done unconsciously, whether it's innocent or selfish, it creates turmoil. Yeah? And we can see this, going on through all the different wars that have been happening on this planet for thousands of years. Yeah? It's taking instead of negotiating and working things out for win-win solutions and, growth. So this Mars moving away from Jupiter, it's a first quarter square. And guess what, folks? This week, this weekend, the moon also, it's now in Virgo. It's going through Libra. On Saturday, the moon goes into Scorpio. You're going to have a Scorpio party. if Scorpio parties, no, Scorpio parties. And when Scorpio parties, they really party. Because Scorpio is intense. Now the moon goes into Scorpio. It's going to, first of all, it's going to hit Mars. Okay? I think on Sunday, Monday, it hits Saturn. But in the meantime, this weekend, we have the first quarter square. So Mars is squaring Leo. Now the moon is going into Scorpio, and it's going to square. I mean, this is the kind of thing where I say batten down the hatches. Yeah? The storm is coming. This can be a very stormy time. And we can see it's already a storm over there in Gaza. Yeah? And it's just like, it's going to, heat up and continue and intensify as Mars goes deeper and deeper and deeper into Scorpio. And like I say, Mars is going to be conjunct Saturn. Holy shit, yeah? Mars conjunct Saturn, right? Squaring this Jupiter in Leo, in conjunct Uranus. I mean, thank God it's trine to Chiron over there, in Pisces. But the overall sense, that I get is that really, and that's on August 25th. Mars conjunct Saturn, August 25th. And then it moves on. I think we're not out of the battle zone, at least, until the middle of September, when Mars leaves Scorpio and goes into Sagittarius. So what is this about? This is a 7-week period of Mars in Scorpio. It's not just about violence and invasion and, expanding at other people's expense. No, it's about transformation through union. The highest expression of Scorpio is alchemy. The highest expression of Scorpio, right, is this sense where I am transformed through my relationship with you. I evolve, I grow, I learn something by dealing with forces beyond my control, which is other people, Mother Nature, governments, militaries, whatever. It's like the ones who have power have something to teach, something to show, something to give the ones who are still nascent learners. So this is a time for each one of us to be learning something by expanding. Now, you may have to learn how to what? hold your horses, control your Mars, control your desires, learn some patience, learn some maturity, not invade other people's realities with your desires. That may be what you have to learn, in which case you'll be getting your hands slapped and you'll be getting, put back in your place, ... And the other side of the coin for the light working love pacifists, is that you just may have to get in touch with your defense system, with your immune system, with your ability to create boundaries so that you don't get invaded and you don't get run over and you don't feel like a martyr or like a victim or, oh, I am such a good person and ... and these people are just, mean, cruel bastards taking advantage of me. Right? So some of us may be learning how to stand up and get in touch with our power and face and confront these forces beyond our control, the outside of ourselves. Because, birth, the first quarter square, does have to do with manifestation of the impulse into the third dimension. And that's like just think of it as a plant, a seed. A seed, in order to sprout, has to open the shell of the seed, right? And push the earth aside in order for the sprout to get the hell out of the seed. If you look at nature, which is the master teacher, nature teaches us, yeah? It's like for new life to happen, what is existing has to make room. So Scorpio is about transformation. The god Shiva in the Hindu pantheon, is not only the god of destruction, he is also the god of creation. Yeah? So creation involves destruction, and, destruction and letting go can be done gracefully, or it can be resisted and feared and create turmoil, suffering, chaos, and pain. So I encourage, each one of us, and of course the outside mirrors the inside. I'm sure that, we can go inside and see, what parts of ourselves, it's like, work on your own stuff. What part of myself am I not, not making space for the new, not letting go of the old, not opening up, to allow for something new to happen. Where am I stuck? This is a time over the next couple of months to get unstuck where you are stuck. Oh man. Trippy, huh? Life is so awesome on this planet. It's just nuts. Anyway, so for the mantra, what is the mantra? Within this third dimension, there is only so much space. For me to expand with integrity, I need to negotiate. How about that one? You know what I'm talking about. There's only so much space, man. we are unlimited, divine, infinite spiritual beings that incarnate into this limited. There's only so much money, only so many diamonds, only so much gold, only so much territory, only so much that in order to, deal and come into consciousness, and create new ways of consciously living together in separate bodies. It's exciting. But, for integrity, right? Unless you want to step on people's toes or you want to be a selfish bastard or, whatever, this, that, or the other thing, it's do it with negotiation, with communication, with love. We can expand and we can procreate and we can do all kinds of things with love instead of fear. Fear says, I got to take it because they're not going to give it to me. And then all kinds of shit happens. That's just fear, yeah? In some ways, a polarity of love. If we work it with love, it's that, hey, we all want the same thing. We're all comrades. You know, we all want, you know, love, peace, harmony, joy, abundance, blah, 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 blah. Let's work together and make it happen. And so Scorpio is also this place where you can do a lot more with somebody else than you can ever do alone. If you want power, if you want influence, if you want to do something big, you're not going to just do it by yourself, man. You have to enlist the support, the resources, and the power of other people. And then more shit gets done. Enough. Blah, 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 blah. I'm on my second cup of coffee this morning. What can I say? Within this third dimension, there's only so much space. If I want to expand with integrity, I must learn to negotiate. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.